Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty. So, is there an actual docket?
Probably not.
No, the thing that's in it is from like 2 weeks ago or more.
Can I do exclamation docket space dash clear?
Nope.
Dang it. Still has to
You
be
will
done.
only receive a thunk for your trouble.
It doesn't work half the time. Yep.
Well, this is half the time it didn't work. So be it. Soviet. So I think this is basically should have been on the docket though, but it's kind of what's already there anyway. Neo and Sky would like to further discuss some updates about the forum request that has been ebbed in, and I'm going to say ebbed back out. I think people are just waiting, but Sky or Neo, you guys take the floor.
To start with, just to synopsize it really quick, I just posted a link in the meeting hall text channel. It basically explains that the type of forum that we're looking at, while very, very useful and very, very cool, is going to require a little bit of effort. You'll notice that I say the word effort 4 times in the text on that page, twice in one sentence. I'm trying to make it obvious that this is an effort issue and a possible expenditure of cash issue, and not a we don't want to do this issue. But we need to make sure that people for real really do want forums, because if it's just like 2 people that think it'd be a cool idea, 40, 80 hours and so much money later might not have been worth it if nobody uses it. Get what I'm saying? That's basically it. So if you'll just fill out that little poll question for us, and don't hit yes unless you really, 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 really mean it. Thank you. That's all.
Do we want to post this in an announcement after the meeting just to let people know?
Sure can.
Okay.
DC still have any money? I guess I'm curious what the situation is there.
Oh yeah, that's not an issue. What would happen, Tiger? We used to be on a host called DreamHost, and we used to spend $10 a month on DreamHost, and it was like super duper crazy slow. We have since moved to what's called a VPS on a network called Vulture, and we only spend $5 a month now.
For a
And
far
it's
superior box.
way faster, yeah. The thing is, the new forum everybody wants requires a minimum of space that we don't actually have unless we get rid of some of our already existing website stuff. So we could double our payment to this VPS to $10 a month. It wouldn't hurt us at all. But does a forum justify that?
Well, what do you use that for?
The
The
VPS
forum
is
or
for
the VPS?
Any
the
of it?
VPS
I mean,
mainly the website stuff, forums, our existing forums, that kind of stuff.
so you do still? I didn't realize there was still any forums.
Yeah, you have to be a moderator or above to see the old forums, but they're still there.
Well, that's
Oh,
a
okay.
question. What? I guess what I want to say is there any reason that we shouldn't replace the existing forums?
Well, the reason for replacing the forums with a new one was because the new one was so high tech and it integrated with Discord and WordPress and all that stuff. I mean,
Yes.
technically, we can turn on the old forums and just let people go.
No, what I'm saying is, in an effort to get the new forums ushered in, I didn't think about this earlier. What if we got rid of the old forums for the space?
The only reason people wouldn't like that is because they like being able to go back.
And see
It's
their
like
archives?
it's like digital hoarding. It's like being able to look back and see what they said in 2010.
Okay, so archive purposes.
I guess what is the reason not to just activate the old forums and use them again?
Because they're terrible.
I mean, what's so terrible about them?
They're slow. They're slow to adapt to new technologies. You have to use an old login, and they don't adapt very well to new updates. And they're clunky as all get out.
The stuff that we would use that's new is like I don't want to list all the features, but it's basically as high tech and cool as something like Discord, and actually integrates with Discord. So, like, if you have a Discord login, you don't have to register at the new forums. You just, while you're logged into Discord, you go visit the forums, and boom, you've got the same nickname and everything. No effort on your part whatsoever.
So
But it's a lot more work.
Well, again, right now
Mm,
it's a little bit of work, but the main thing right now is a space issue. Like our
Oh, really?
personal VPS, our personal CC server box, we'd have to double our account in order to make room for it, or we could outsource it to someone else's server box, but we need to justify it. We need to make sure it's more than a couple of people that want this.
So I mean that it may be it when we discuss archive purposes, currently the only people that can access the old forums are moderators and up, Neo.
At the moment, I think that's right, yeah.
Okay. And we use it to verify old people returning to
Old
community.
people, me?
Basically people have been disconnected for a long time and want to come back, right?
Yep.
Okay. So is it possible to basically assemble a massive list of everybody that ever had a forum account and whatever their highest rank was or current rank is, and then just nuke the forums? So
But,
that we have space for the new stuff.
well, why would we need to have a list of all the people who were logged into the old ones?
Well, we just said that the only reason we go back to the other forums is to verify who somebody is, right? If they come back.
Oh, yeah, but half of them don't actually have logins. It's so much as like
Well, then the
they
forums
made
don't.
welcome posts or applications or things like
Well,
that.
they still had to have an account, didn't they? You can't post anonymously.
Applications, maybe not.
Is that they do
I
or do
mean-
not need an account to post on the forum?
Well, I mean, if at the very least, I could nuke all of the forum sections except for the administration stuff. If that's what you're saying. We could leave
or
the administration stuff that way we'd have all the applications we ever had on there, and any problem posts about people, but all of the fluff from all the other sections would be gone.
I mean, sure, but I'm saying just completely uninstall the forum, like wholly uninstall them. Tables in the database, everything gone.
Right? I don't know how we would make that list easily.
No, I don't think it would be an easy list.
be not prudent to first, before we do anything, get another consensus on that poll and actually get hey, we've got 5 people who want the forums and 25 who don't.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I'm just trying to gauge what our options are. Because it may not be worth discussing a new VPS acquisition or an upgrade if there is interest and we can make space. That's what I'm saying.
Well, my thoughts are, why bother? Well, okay,
Why bother discussing if there's no interest? Yeah.
Why you guys can consider coming up with a solution or trying to find some way to retain some of the important information from the old forums and then wipe them, and then that'll be the solution if we have enough traffic.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think more or less the old forums should be more of a decision for the council and maybe moderators, maybe just the council to decide, do we really need to keep anything? Because if we're just using it to maintain some old information, can we not just somehow get that information and then nuke the forums? Like, I know there's all the accounts and everything like that, but I'm just like, for instance, old posts or application things like that, is there any way we can just like get that into a text file or something like that
That's basically what I'm asking, but I mean...
Hey, Sky, do you know physically how much storage we would get back if we were to nuke all of the forums and its database?
I need to log into the server. One moment.
I know for a fact that like the database alone is like 400 megabytes, but I don't know if the forums themselves are like gigs or not. I don't know.
How much space do we need for the new stuff? If we were
The new forums minimum needs 5 gigabytes, and we have like
start.
4.9 free right now, and that's naked. That's with nothing added. No post, no nothing.
sorry, you had 29 remaining?
No, I
No.
mean we have 4.9 gigs free right now, and we need 5 just to turn it on.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a max capacity of 25 gigs on the VPS in total, and we are consuming at this moment 18, roughly
So maybe
18,
that's
somewhere between 18 and 19, just between the existing forums and the website. And the
And this
website
is-
has a boatload of media content, just graphics, general stuff that make up the bulk of our website. I don't think the forums are as large as our website, but the forums do
Yeah.
take up amount of space.
Adding to that, though, we have in fact gone through and gotten rid of all of the extraneous stuff that we do not need whatsoever. The only remaining stuff that's still there is basically vital to the current operations, unless we trim a bunch of stuff that we don't want anymore.
So basically, the options are A, trim old forum stuff, retain what's needed somehow, and then build the new forums on top. These are all if we get enough traffic, enough of a push from the community. Option 1 is clear old forum stuff, put in new forums. Option 2, pay a $5 increase per month to just add more space and just create the new forums and run with that. Or option 3, what was it? Remove other website functions so that we have space for the new forums. That's the type
Right.
of other things, whatever else on the website that we might want to get rid of.
That's a pretty good synopsis, yes. And again, like you said, is it kind of contingent on whether the membership is behind new forums or not in the first place? The stuff that's taking up space on the actual web server is like, it's hard to describe. A whole lot of the content on our web server is actually served somewhere else. So like a lot of the graphics and stuff like that are on a Google Drive, and they are served to the website. They don't actually reside on our server. However, some stuff does reside on our server. So we've gotten rid of all the extraneous like log files and cache files and all that crazy stuff. We've gotten rid of really old media stuff that we used to have for download that was from like years ago. Got rid of all that stuff. I actually deleted Bible study MP3 recordings going all the way back to 2009.
Just putting it in the meeting house so that everyone can see it. Those are the options if there's enough push for our new forums.
Yep. And just to for the leaders here, so you understand, no matter what, we can afford $10 a month on the VPS. But we'd like to avoid that because it's kind of nice to spend half what we used to spend and get twice as fast. We have slowed down our expenditures to a trickle. It's kind of be stupid to double it again. Anybody have any questions or anything before we?
The actual, just going from our web, I know we have the link there. Is there a quick and easy way to get to that new forum poll that's on the website from the front page?
Just that link I have. I can add it to the main menu if I need to, but
Well, I mean, like, is this basically like an island, this page, and it's the only way to get to it is with the actual URL?
at the moment, yeah. I don't have it linked anywhere. You can't be on the homepage and be like, oh hey, check out our, but I could make like a pop-up or something that goes to it if you want.
Just very briefly, how does this vote system actually work? Because it feels like my vote just got negated by me refreshing the page.
As far as I
That's
know,
his
it's
trick.
as far as I know,
It's a
it's like
lie.
HX or something.
Where do we vote?
Just because I'm wondering if this acts like a straw poll where it's like you vote and you can technically get on the link again and then vote again and again and again and again, or is this like it records it takes a cookie or whatever and records your information so that you can only vote once?
No, it does not have any of those restrictions because we'd have to pay a minimum of $15 to get those
Correct.
security
I
measures.
would vote 100 times.
So a
I'm just
straw poll
saying
might
that
actually make more sense.
we could potentially, if there could be somebody who, if they really, really want it or really, really don't want it, they could just vote a bunch of times.
I guess the other question is, are the people willing to do the work for it? Because if not, that's doesn't matter much, does it?
I think the only people who are really setting it up right now would be Sky and Neo. And then there would be the discussion of having to get people to moderate the forums because the council is definitely not going to be the only ones moderating the forums. So if the forums fully get realized again, we will be putting out a push to our moderators to check it at least once a week. I think we at the very least need to have the moderators doing some, even if it's irregular checks of their own and knowing what to look for, because yeah, we just need more people if we're going to have a forum because it's going to be so easy to access it. Also, I found out what the problem is. The problem is that the results aren't updating for some reason when I click on the results when I go to the page. Neo.
Hmm.
When I
So
click,
it's not showing your vote?
well, I clicked vote again and I think I voted twice by accident, so there's 2 no's. But when I
Oh,
go to the result,
accident, sure.
yeah, anyway, the result only showed 2 votes, and when I voted, there were 5 votes.
That's weird.
So some reason the results are not updating properly based on the votes put in. So you can't just check the results. Unless
Sounds
as a
likely.
security measure, it's just set to half and half, and the only people who can see it are the people who vote, or something. I don't know. I just think we should probably figure out stuff so at the very least people can see what the results are easily without choosing to vote again to see the actual results, because that's going to start bloating it with invalid votes.
Where does one vote?
The link that's in the meeting hall text channel, Neo put a post to a link URL to a sort of hidden page on the website that is this poll. I'm going to assume that Neil, you're just taking a look into things, which is
Damn. Yes.
okay. We'll have to get that fixed before we post it in the announcements channel for people to vote.
We could just do like a straw poll. This looks like it's way too much trouble to mess with.
Oh, okay. Is it actually causing you more issues?
Well, I mean, reload the page. I don't see a way for me to like blank the results and start over.
Sorry, I didn't want to blank the results or anything like that. I mean, not that we necessarily
Subtract 2 votes for Amaranth.
1 vote. All
Oh,
I
except
want
you-
is a way to see an updated results, because right now I don't think the results button gives an updated result.
Oh
And
well,
with-
it was working for me. I'm not sure.
Maybe I did something and it messed up on my end. Let me try a private window.
But the problem is, it should be 6 votes total right this minute. But some of those fake votes, I can't get rid of them now. So everybody vote yes until it's even.
Wow. I mean, with a straw poll, it might also get inflated anyway because it does the exact same thing, right?
Well, straw polls have,
You can enable duplicate checking.
Okay.
yeah, but it can still be hacked very easily.
I mean, I'm hoping nobody is going to do anything like that. I'd like to think better of the people who are going to vote, but that is an option.
I don't.
Wow.
You.
Dude,
Oh, that's right. You're not from America.
I'm not. I also just
Well,
highly of people. Thanks,
I'm
Cafe.
I'm the only person that I know of for sure that would know how to do that. And I don't want to screw this vote up because I want to know the honest answers.
Of course.
So yeah, straw poll might be a better option.
Is there any way to quickly change the actual poll thing on the website with a straw poll
Sure,
embed or something like that?
indeed.
Just because then we can still use the page. It's just a straw poll that we know is going to work correctly and we can see the results accurately.
So I've been going through here, obtaining a proper disk size, elements of folders and whatnot on the server box is very difficult since there's no graphic user interface. The CC gaming stuff that me and Neo have implemented specifically, like just us uploading things, pictures, videos, music, what I can understand to be text files or posts, forums and website included, like the WordPress install, and what I think is the forum install, it may not necessarily be the forum install, makes up 3 gigs, just 3 gigs of the entire server use. The other 19 and a half come up from just the system alone. That is the database, the web server, administration tools that run the server, PHPMyAdmin, toolkits, Docker, whatever you could think of that runs a web server, it's in here that make up all that stuff. Somewhere around 19 and a half gigs. I'm trying to break it down.
Sure.
I can tell you right now that the database install itself is 1.5 gigs.
So is what I'm understanding then that the answer is our only option if we want to have a forum and have legitimate space to allow the forum to grow would be adding more space.
It's possible. I can't give you an estimate of how fast Discourse, which is the forum system, will expand. I can tell you that removing the old forums would give enough space to get the thing running.
Okay. So we would get it up and running, get a number of posts, unknown number, and then it would be full and we would not be able to.
It's
do
possible. Like
So-
the
so
forum
maybe-
install just alone on like the CC Gaming end makes up 733 megabytes. It could be that in the time that Discourse is online and running and we get posts in from whatever we might get in terms of posts in, that it would only expand to 500 megs. I don't know. Or if the posts are like super huge and bloated for some weird reason, it could expand into 3 gigs at the speed of light. I don't know.
It depends on what people are going to post and
how often and how
and-
primarily how Discourse handles it.
because if
Not
they-
exactly
if
what we
they
do.
want to
Yeah.
start like posting all their art drawings and pictures and things like that, it's going to fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah, that adds to it, but I mean, Discourse will not start as a service unless the server has 5 gigs of free space on the running drive. So that means that possibly, if we get to a point where the images and whatnot or media that we're uploading to the forums exceeds the available space that we have, or decreases it below 5 gigs, then it's possible that after a server reboot, it won't start again. So yeah.
So really, if the forums are going to have any sort of lifespan, we are going to have to get more space.
That's yeah. That is the larger outlook. It's possible to squeeze it in here with everything else, but I wouldn't look favorably on it.
Okay. I'm going to mention it here, even though it is kind of a council thing. I'm going to push that if we're actually going to have the forum, we should make it a thing that we're going to have to increase the server size, because I'd rather have more space and then not have to worry about getting rid of anything or making space or squeezing things in and then all of a sudden stuff stopping working because we
Yeah.
the forum. So I think we should probably just say the only option if we want the forum is to pay more money per month.
Yeah.
Neo, do you have any
Um,
objection? Or anybody else?
Can you guys try the link in the meeting hall text channel again?
Sure. The page is empty.
Really? I'm seeing it.
Yeah, it's empty.
If you're not logged in, you don't see anything.
Oof. And I assume we're logging in with old forum information.
Should be, yeah.
No, it's WordPress. That's weird because you shouldn't have to be logged in to see this page.
Let me see what happens when I log in.
I'm going to edit my post.
Nope, it's not visible at all. Take it back.
Already have purged the cache. Can you try one more time?
Just quickly for people who have the information, it was what $5 to $7 a month more for the more space.
It should be exactly 5. I can check the pricing table real quick.
I'll just delete this page and we'll use the straw poll directly.
Sorry, Neo.
No, that's just the website acting goofy.
All right, so we'll use the straw poll then.
Yep.
Quick question: how long are we planning to run the poll? 1 week till next meeting, until we see a number of votes.
Good question. That's up to you. You guys. I don't know.
Well, for me, I think until next meeting is a fair enough time, because next meeting we will need the results and we will need to make a decision moving forward. But if we want to allow less time because we'd rather like to move forward with this, we could do a 1 week. Those are my two votes are either A, just do it till next meeting because it makes sense to go from meeting to meeting on this, or B, we want to get the form up and running and we need to get an answer sooner than later, so it's up for a week. So next Saturday, council will quickly take a look to see what the results are and make a decision.
I'm going to set it for Saturday the 22nd.
Okay.
What, midnight?
Cass is just typing something. We'll just see what she has to say. Okay, she's anything goes. I'd say let's just do the 22nd and just leave it as you have until midnight on the 22nd to vote, and at that time it will be locked. We will take a look at the results and go from there. That gives everyone a week to check Discord, check the announcements, check meeting hall, and vote. It's a
Vote ends in 6 days.
all right. So we will that way. Kaz is saying I'm looking forward to the people who get on the forum to say they missed their window to vote against it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So I will make sure I will head the getting announcement out at the end of the meeting just to make sure that's out. For now, I don't need to worry about it. But we'll make sure to put that there's a deadline on it and that people have until then to vote. Is there anybody else that wants to bring up anything else regarding the forum, or should we move on?
I'm good. Thanks to Sky, by the way, to everybody for all of the stuff he's already had to do to figure out what's what and what kind of space we have and what our requirements are and everything.
Yeah. So
I
just
want to make it. I just want to make it very clear. No one is opposed to doing this whatsoever. We're not looking at this as like a big problem for nothing. We're just saying we're not going to go to the trouble unless we know people want it. You know what I mean?
Real quick on the answer to the pricing table stuff. We currently run on a 25 gig storage plan with a gig of memory and 1,000 gigabytes of bandwidth for $5 a month. If we were to go up to the next tier, we would basically double everything. We would get actually we get 35 or 30 more gigs instead of 25 more gigs. We'd have 55 gigs of space, which is a little more than half or double. But we double our memory and our bandwidth, and it'd go up to $10 a month.
So what you think is a fast website now would be a blazing fast website if we did go up.
Yeah.
it
And
would have-
Discourse would have a ridiculous amount of room to grow.
Okay, so yeah. So is there anything else, Neo and Sky, you guys need to do if we just all of a sudden had the space to get it up and running? Just load up the stuff and get it running.
There's a
Well-
little bit of config that I'd have to carry out, but the reason that I didn't continue with it now for like demonstration purposes or whatever is because we keep bouncing back and forth between that space threshold. Can't start it unless you have 5 gigs.
Right.
Then how about we just say you guys don't worry about anything forms for the next week until the vote's finished?
Yeah, which is basically what we concluded.
Making sure that it's said as well so that you two don't feel like you have to work on something that isn't going to happen or might not happen.
Also, I would like to throw in another option that I forgot about. Our website already has a kind of limited social media type of deal. I do believe that you have to be logged in to use it, but you don't have to be logged in to see it. One sec.
What would this social media part be used for?
Well, the whole point of the forums, according to what people have told me, is so that they could do long-form discussion that doesn't require them to constantly keep up with the speed of Discord. But those
Uh,
same people are used to the feed settings on Facebook, and the social media account is kind of like Facebook, except on our website.
Did you disable that link? Because it takes me straight to the dashboard.
Really?
Neo over here breaking the site because it was working earlier. I saw it.
Anyway,
Why is it doing that? It ain't supposed to do that.
anyway, you guys can figure out the website. I think at this point we're moving forward with new business or anything else somebody might bring up because there is nothing else officially on the docket. So if anybody has anything they want to bring up, now is the time to do it.
Thank you for hosting the meeting.
Okay, updated. Try that one.
Boom, bam.
That's the same link. Why did you edit the link?
No, it's got the www now.
What?
I can access it without logging in. Thanks, Neil.
This thing has a video, music, and image gallery. It has a feed. You have your own profile page, just like Facebook, except it's all CC. And maybe, just maybe, this would allow people to have the long form discussion they're looking for without us jumping through hoops to create a forum. Just an idea.
So you're saying as an alternate option, maybe figure out something we can do with the social activity to get people.
Yes, Sky, I'm looking at this because Neo told me to.
Okay. Then. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? We can definitely posit this up if we do get going forward and want to have an alternate option to spending money. Sure enough, Kessa, that makes sense. Um,
Okay, so in the minutes, dude, in the minutes, I basically said that we had your three options. We have the straw poll open till midnight on Saturday, May 22nd. And here's a social network you can use and experiment with for the entire week while the poll's running to see if you could use that instead.
okay. Yeah. I think we've kind of narrowed it down to two options now, though. It's kind of just the social media or add more space. Um,
And again, there's pluses to add more space. And there is to be transparent, if nothing has changed, our accounts, our donations, we get we get a donation every month, like clockwork. It's set in stone, basically. It's a monthly donation that would actually pay for that upgrade every single month. So we wouldn't be losing any money. We just don't want to spend the money if there's no need.
okay. Anyone else on new stuff, new topics, something else to talk about? Because I think we've spent the entire time talking about the forums, and I think we have some good information and a poll that needs to run. I'll give it a couple minutes, and if not, I think we'll be calling this meeting to an end.
Game over.
I think the deafening silence has given us our answer. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We're going to call the meeting here. Counselor, is there anything we need to discuss quickly in the closed? I don't know of anything personally.
I don't know of anything.
I think we already discussed the person that we were talking about.
Football? Were you going to be